If you are in real estate and it feels like you are literally doing everything, you're posting and you're calling, you're networking, but you are still not getting the results that you want. And maybe you're even starting to wonder if it's for you, then this is the video for you, because I am going to tell you about the one mindset shift that changed everything for me. Now, this is a shift that took me from broke and burnt out to building a thriving repeat and referral based business. It's one that actually felt aligned. It became profitable and actually fulfilling. So, if you are just willing to lean in for a minute, this might be the shift that could change everything for you too. I'm Brooke Passchier. I am a transformational real estate coach, and I started just like many of you. I struggled. I was a single mom, literally just trying to make ends meet in this industry, and I had no safety net. I was broke. I was carrying a very heavy mindset of lack. I saw unpaid bills stacked up on my kitchen counter all the time. My kids were going without, and I was in constant worry. I think I cried more than I smiled. I remember driving buyers around who never bought, and then I would just pray that they would come through just so I could afford my next tank of gas. I would put on a happy face, and well, I felt like I was literally dying inside. It was exhausting. And here's the part that no one will even talk about, not even some of the business coaches that I had at the time. When I finally started closing deals, and even when I built a top producing team, it didn't magically fix everything. I was still stressed. I was still worried. I still felt unfulfilled because there was no amount of money or business that could cure what was going on internally inside of me. And I get it. When you're scrambling and when your world feels like it's about to crumble, it's almost impossible not to focus on what's wrong. It feels impossible not to worry. But on an intellectual level, I knew that what we focus on expands. I had read it on all the self-help books and I was taught it, but I had to ask if I was really living it. So see, what we give our energy to is what we create more of. And I was creating more worry, more stress, more scarcity, because that's what I was being, regardless of outside success after a while. And I had to come to terms with something that flipped everything for me. I had to be joy. I had to be secure. I had to see abundance around me in order to create more of it. Now, I know that goes against everything that we are conditioned to believe. I know that it's easier to think that if I just do more, if I just hustle harder, if I just stay later, if I just maybe add another lead gen tactic, then I'll finally feel better. But all that really does is create more doing, more chasing, more burnout. And that's exactly what I was creating. It was exhausting and it was not a fun way to live. And it did not have to be that way. And I'll be honest, it took another coach to help me see it. It took someone who believed in me more than I did at the time. It took someone who could see the patterns that I couldn't. And it took someone who wasn't afraid to be honest with me about my own crap. We don't see our own blind spots. We stay stuck in survival mode, thinking that we just have to push harder to break through. And I know, especially in real estate, we're doers. We want action steps. Like, we want someone to just tell us exactly what to do. And I was the same way. I did not want to hear that it was my mindset that was holding me back from feeling fulfilled and happy. And I literally thought that was just all fluff. I did not want to slow down and reflect. I just wanted a strategy that I could execute. I'm a doer. I wanted a playbook. The doing wasn't the problem. It was who I was being while I was doing it. So let's not ignore the data here. The National Association of Realtors says that 87% of agents fail. Well, the stats say that they fail, but I actually say that they quit in their first 5 years. And it's not because they don't work hard. It's definitely not because they don't care, but it's because they're burnt out. They stay stuck in this like survival mode, and then they never learn how to shift, even if deals follow, right? So a recent Harvard study found that people who operate from a mindset of service and gratitude are actually more productive. They're more resilient, and they are actually far more likely to achieve long-term success. Real estate is one of the only industries, which is so strange, where your competition can literally see your numbers in real time. And if you're even a little bit competitive, which you probably are, you're in real estate, your ego can drive everything. And don't get me wrong, drive is not a bad thing. It's actually really great. Use it as fuel. Like, yes, we have to. But if you're only chasing the next number with no connection to something deeper, you are going to burn out. So you need to chase something bigger than you. You need to know what your core values are. You need to lead with giving. So when I finally made that shift, when I stopped asking the question, who's going to hire me? And then I started asking, what value can I offer right now? Everything changed. I stopped focusing on what I didn't have, and then I started leaning into what I could give. So picking up the phone became easier. It was no longer about me. It was about the person on the other end of the phone and how I could help them. And so even posting on social media, that stopped being about being perfect, and it became about being more useful. Posting like real insightful stuff and encouraging stuff, and everything got lighter, everything got better. The numbers on the scoreboard that everybody can see were no longer about me, but they became about helping my team achieve their goals. And so let's recap. You are not stuck because you're not doing enough. You are likely stuck because your mindset is in survival mode, not in service. So the way out, it starts with being generous, being grateful, being aligned. And when you shift who you're being, such as going from I'm broke and I need to hustle to I'm worthy of success and I have a lot of value to add, what you do becomes easier and what you create becomes inevitable. So if this message spoke to you, don't stop here. I have a lot more videos right here on YouTube for you to watch. So hopefully that helps you. There are strategies in those for a repeat and referral business. And come hang out with me over on Instagram at Brooke Passchier. That's where I share daily encouragement as well, mindset tools, and practical coaching for real estate agents. So you don't have to hustle harder. You just need to realign, and I am here to help you do that.